Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another monthly favorites video. So, I cut my hair recently. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I tried to kind of get a mix between a Karen haircut and a scene haircut, and I really think I found that perfect middle ground. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Yeah, I don't actually think it's that bad. Now that I'm looking at it, I mean, I could probably style it a little better and whatever. I just kind of rushed today just to do this, but yeah, I don't think it's too bad. I've seen worse. We've all seen my hair worse, right, guys? So yeah, welcome back to another monthly favorite video, as I said. And if it seems like, by the way, that the camera is a little bit tilted on its side, that's not you, that's not your head, or anything like that. I actually usually am streaming from like right here, and then I have my green screen kind of set up behind, so it's just a little bit different orientation right now. And so I literally just forcefully moved the camera, so it's a little bit tilted right now. So hopefully you're not doing that the entire video. But that being said, let's get into the things that I found pretty dang enjoyable about the month of July, because I'm not gonna lie, July was not a bad month. Like, out of all of the months of 2022 so far, July has actually been the best one. And I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to hopefully the rest of the year is better, because this month still kind of blew a little, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the rest of the year. Let's just say that. So yeah, let's go over some stuff that I kind of found particularly piquant in the month of July. So let me switch this on over so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. So when it comes to movies, yes, that's right, baby. Wild Wild West. My girlfriend had never seen this movie, and I have been raving about how good this movie is for years and years. And in fact, I actually put this in my underrated movies list back in like 2020 when I made that video. And I gotta say, every time I watch it, I try to find something that like everyone else hates about it. Like try to find the flaws in the movie that I don't like. And I gotta be honest, I can't really find them. They're just this movie is so good. Like, anyone who thinks this movie is bad is on some sort of crack. I'm not sure what strain of crack they're on, but they're definitely on crack, because it's great. You got fucking Will Smith, who's basically a comedy relief action hero guy. You got this guy, I forgot what this guy's name is, Kevin something. He's just Kevin, okay? And he also is being a funny guy, and they just have this great, it's like this buddy cop, like Western movie, plus you got fucking like steampunk elements of this giant ass like spider terrorizing thing. There's racists that get punched in the face. What could you not like about it, guys? Come on. Seriously. So yeah, we watched this movie. Absolutely love Wild Wild West. Also had a chance to rewatch another one of my favorite movies ever, which is Equilibrium. And let me just kind of pitch this movie to you to see if you would like it. So it's basically a burp. It's basically The Matrix, where it's like a different take on the world. In this case, it is that humans, in order to prevent another world war, try to eradicate human emotion, so that they can, everyone can be at sort of a peace. But obviously that doesn't end up working out. Plus, there's the sickest action scenes. You got Christian Bale in one of the best performances, if not the best performance, in my personal opinion, emotionally, that I've ever seen from him. It was what made me a Christian Bale fan. Like, I know everyone else likes Batman, but Jesus Christ, Equilibrium, super great. What I will say about this movie is that it is in a lot of ways like The Matrix, in the bad sense too, where it sort of takes itself a little too seriously sometimes, and it also is kind of like intentionally edgy at times. You know what I'm talking about. So that's, I guess, if you want to call that a flaw, that's one thing. But otherwise, it's a super enjoyable movie. It makes you think a lot, and I absolutely love it. So moving on. I know I already mentioned this movie in the last monthly favorites video, but I'm gonna mention it again, because guess what? We watched Aragon on my Discord movie nights, and I wanted to show you guys this movie because honestly, it's really not that fucking bad. And so when I played it for all of you guys, there was a few of you that were saying like, oh yeah, that guy is a terrible actor, or blah blah blah, which I agreed with most of the criticisms. But everyone, I think, kind of was like, yeah, that movie was actually kind of fucking good. Because it kind of fucking is, man. Like, the only thing that I dislike about this movie is literally John fucking Malkovich. Why can't I get over to him? I want to look at this fucker over here. I can't even, like, zoom over to him. There we go. He's on the right. Over here, John Malkovich. He's the worst part about this movie. But the rest of it is like, you got some cool creature animations. There's like one of the bad guys other than John Malkovich is like so dope. And like, it's just a nasty motherfucker. And I love this. I love it. Okay. I'm going on record right now and saying I love Aragon. Okay. The books are fantastic, obviously, but the movie, really not that bad. So moving on, we also on Discord Movie Night watched Llamageddon, which, if this poster is an indicator at all, it's not a good movie. But the thing about it is that it knows that it's not a good movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously. All the effects are like really basic premiere effects. It's terrible. The first time I actually watched this movie was back in like 2020 with one of my friends, and we were just cracking the fuck up about how bad this movie is, but in a very memeable way. So it's a meme staple of a movie. If you ever are like hanging out with a friend and you don't know what to watch, this is a good one to just kind of slam on. Oh, dude, I just actually remembered there's another show that I should have put on this list, but I didn't. Oh, well, I'll worry about that then. We also, on Discord Movie Night, watched the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1993. And man, oh man, this one is actually, I think in my opinion, worse than Llamageddon. And the reason I say that is because this was a movie that actually thought it was good. Llamageddon knew it was bad. This is a movie that thought it was good, thought it was doing something right for the source material, but it's just not good. It's just not good. You can fight me all day long over what's better, Aragon or Super Mario, and Super Mario is just the worst. It's the worst movie. There are even people in the chat of the Discord Movie Night, they're like, yeah, I gotta tap out. I'm going to sleep. This is terrible. So, yeah. I don't know. There is, though, a little special place in my heart for this movie because of how bad it is. I still will rewatch it. I'll still like fall asleep to it from time to time just because it's a staple, of history and how bad fucking productions can go. And honestly, I could tell the whole story, but I won't. But yeah, so that was another one we watched. Also on Discord Movie Night, we've gone every single week, by the way. So in case you haven't gone into a Discord Movie Night, we're doing them weekly. But we also watched Velocipaster. This is another meme movie, and another one that doesn't take itself too seriously, but I will say I think it's supposed to be taken a little bit more seriously than Llamageddon. Like, there was actually some decent acting in this. There's some decent writing, but at the same time, when you really boil it down to what the movie is, like when you're watching it and you're watching the end part, you're like, wow, this is about a man who turns into a terribly, like, not even animated, a terribly, like, prosthetic dinosaur that takes on ninjas. So it's something. This is a fun one. I really enjoyed watching this with you guys. So moving on, we also on Discord Movie Night watched the movie Shanghai Noon, which just last month I realized is actually in my top 5 favorite movies. It is sitting at number 5. It's crazy because I honestly think it's kind of nuts that Shanghai Noon is sitting at number 5, but it's really that good of a movie. And so when we watched it on Discord with you guys, some of you guys hadn't seen it, and it was just a really nice time to just show you guys something that I enjoy, and you guys were laughing along with the ridiculousness of this movie. Not to mention, I mean, fuck, Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. Like, that's perfect. It's a perfect movie, guys. No wonder it's in my top 5. Like, I want Jackie Chan to be my grandpa so bad. He would be the coolest grandpa, and you just know it would. Moving on to more movies, we also watched through all of the Final Destination movies, and I will say this. I want to say, like, the first 3 are okay. The first 3 are good, and then the last 2 are just so fucking horrible. By like number 3, you kind of realize like, wow, all these movies follow the same exact goddamn formula, and it's almost like it's like the horror version of the Fast and the Furious movies, but also like Saw in its heyday was also the Fast and the Furious movies, but for horror. But I think like at least they cut these movies off at number 5. And, with number 5, at least they try to tie it back in with number 1. But, yeah, what I'll say is that I really like Final Destination 1. I'll watch it probably yearly. It just has a really interesting premise. In case you guys haven't seen these movies, it's basically like every one of these movies, there's someone that sees a premonition of their own death before it happens, and then realizes that it's going to happen, so they put an end to it, but then death comes back and basically stalks them and kills them anyways in these really interesting and kind of grotesque ways. And as a kind of gore fan and horror fan, like, these are fun to watch. In a lot of cases, they are character studies, and for me, writing Spooky Man, it's fun for me to watch even bullshit campy character studies, because that's basically what my movie is going to be like. So I don't know if that's a good thing. I'm trying to say that my movie is going to be a character study. My movie isn't going to be like Final Destination. Okay, there's definitely a difference between them. So on to more movies. I watched a lot, guys, this month. I also watched through the first 3 Insidious movies again. I don't really know why I was on a horror kick, but I was. And I haven't watched The Last Key yet, but I probably will. What I'll say about the Insidious movies is that the first one definitely is the best one. I think they really go by number. Like, I liked Insidious 1 the most. I liked Insidious 2 the second, and then Insidious 3 the last. And then I really don't even remember, like, The Last Key. I just, these are another movie where they kind of follow the same formula. But these ones are really interesting in their premise of horror movies. I think I find that I always love horror movies with an interesting take on the world and, like, almost sort of like mythical stuff, right? Because premonitions for Final Destination, that's something that, it's not an everyday thing that we encompass in real life, or encounter rather. And then with the Insidious movies, it has to do with astral projection, and in this case, an astral projection into basically a death realm, which is fucking sick. Like, as far as just a premise goes, that's a really cool premise. And so the first movie, definitely the best. I will say that, like, now that I've seen them enough times, I kind of, like, know where the scares are, and so I kind of are just focusing on more of the story themselves and the cinematography. And I will say, like, it's sort of ridiculous. Like, the fucking first demon guy who looks like Darth Maul, I can't take him seriously anymore, because he's just listening to Tiny Tim fucking sharpening his claws in this death realm, and, like, it's kind of silly. Like, it's no longer scary to me. I'm just like, that's funny. What is he doing there? And then, like, I don't know, there's, like, the generic, like, horror beats where it's like, what do you want from him? And they just hold up their little claw finger, just generic things. Or, like, these movies are riddled with jump scares, and jump scares have never fucking scared me. They're just annoying. So I think that's kind of why I don't like these movies as much as other horror stuff. But, if you haven't seen the first Insidious, I still would recommend it. So moving on to TV shows. As you can see, one of the first shows that I wanted to talk about was I actually went and rewatched the first 2 seasons of Daredevil. Now, this was a show that came out for Netflix, I want to say in, like, 2011 or something, like, way back. And this was, like, back, I think, even before, well, not really before the MCU had, like a plan or anything, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe was kind of trying to expand into doing Netflix series and, all of that. And so I watched Daredevil again. It's an all right show. I'd probably rate it like a 7 or 7.5. But really where this show shines is, I think, with, like, the action scenes are really brilliantly choreographed. And I always kind of dig when, any sort of IP pays attention to actual choreography with stunts and stuff. And something that is vastly different than Daredevil, but I still greatly enjoy, is Jessica Jones, which is another Marvel TV show for Netflix. And with this one, I will say, I gotta say it every time, Jessica Jones season 1 is really great. Season 2, do not watch that shit. It's like they took the fucking formula and they tried to, like, I don't even know, shake it up and see what works in the second season, and just really doesn't. What I love about Jessica Jones season 1 is that it is technically a Marvel property, right? It deals with superheroes, technically, but I honestly think there's probably 3 scenes out of the whole series that actually show Jessica having superpowers. The rest of the series is really like a gritty, like, underworld, skeevy, fucking, like, there's some mystery shit, but really what it is it's like this motherfucker, who, by the way, David Tennant is a badass and a sexy motherfucker. So it definitely helps having him as the villain of season 1. But really what season 1 all is about is abuse and morality. Like Kilgrave's power, the bad guys of the first season, his power is that he can say something to you and you have to obey him. So that's what their dynamic kind of was based around, is like, you know, he wanted like he's obsessed with Jessica. So it also deals a lot with obsession, which is something that's really interesting. So she's trying to get away from him pretty much throughout the whole series. And it's really fucking difficult because he controls people's minds. And there's a lot of scenes that kind of deal with that and the morality of what he's doing, and Jessica wanting to help him because she's a good person and she tries to see the best in people. But sometimes that's not enough, and you have to realize when someone is just plainly bad for you. So it's almost, it delves into the psychiatry, the psychology of people's minds and all of that. And that's what I absolutely love about Jessica Jones. Not the action scenes, none of the rest of it, but like that specifically. So definitely check out Jessica Jones season 1. Also, the cinematography is really great and all of that. But also, as far as shows go, I did start rewatching Full Metal Alchemist, and this is the original Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood. I don't know the last time I saw Brotherhood or the original series, to be honest. Like, it's been probably since 2017 or something like that. But definitely my favorite anime, definitely one of my favorite shows, definitely in my top 5 favorite shows of all time. And man, it's already starting to hit me in the feels. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but we're past some really emotional parts of the story, and I'm not going to tell you, but if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, you know that there's some bangers in there that just hit you, dude. And yeah, it's super fantastic. I don't know, like, if you're not super into anime, I wasn't when I started watching. Like, when I started watching Full Metal Alchemist, I wasn't a fan of anime. I just watched Full Metal Alchemist for its story and the world setting and all of that. I mean, the music, the writing, it's just fantastic. So definitely watch this. Do it. As for a show that you shouldn't watch, here's one. I gotcha. Arrow. Any. Okay, I'm going to go off on this one, guys. I don't give a shit. Fucking Arrow, man. The first time I watched Arrow, I think I was like, I don't know, 21, 22, 23, somewhere around there, right? And I watched it and I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. And I watched like seasons 1 and 2. Out of those 2 seasons, season 2 is better because Manu Bennett, who plays Deathstroke, is just he's one of my favorite actors, just a fantastic guy. And so I really loved him playing a bigger role in the series. And that's really the last time that I watched it, was however long ago that was. And, so I had this kind of image in my brain that, like, yeah, that was an enjoyable series. So here I am now 31 years old. And I rewatched it again recently, just again, season 1 and 2. And I fucking was like cringing out of my skull. I don't know how I watched this, man. And this is coming from someone who, by the way, loves seasons 1 and 2, sort of 2 and 3 of The Flash, which is even campier than this. But the difference between Arrow and The Flash is that Oliver Queen is supposed to be a comedic character. Like, in the comics, he is. But in this, they make him Batman, and they make him brooding and dark, and I'm edgy, and it's just, it doesn't work. Because you have this wacky fucking world setting where there's archery. You're doing archery, dude. Like, you kind of gotta make fun of that a little bit. You gotta have fun with it, but it's just too serious. And as I was rewatching it again recently, I was just like, this is not fun. This is not a good time. I have more fun watching more fun watching The Flash than I do Arrow, and that's fucking saying something. Because, man. But yeah, so as for the rest of the seasons of Arrow, dude, I tried my absolute damnedest to watch seasons 3 and 4 like way back in the day, and even like 20-year-old Destry could not handle it. I don't even know what 31-year-old Destry would think about seasons 3 and on of Arrow, dude. Holy shit. It's bad. It's pretty fucking bad. So also, as far as shows go, I've been continuing Better Call Saul. Still, in my opinion, the best show on TV right now. I would argue that The Boys is better, but the Boys just finished their season, whereas Better Call Saul is still currently going. I think there's 2 more episodes before it's completely done, and I'm nervous. I think the scariest parts of the series are already in the past. They've already happened. But still, like, this show really can grab you by your cooter and shake you around and gives you a wild ride. That makes it sound sexual, but it's not. It is the opposite. It mentally toys with you. It's a great show, though. You guys should absolutely check it out. Let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, I've also been falling asleep to Family Guy again recently, so I kind of wanted to put this on here. I have like shows that I'll just every so often keep on just to fall asleep to. Family Guy for me is a very comfortable show. Like the first, I want to say 7 seasons of Family Guy are things that I can just rewatch pretty much endlessly and never really get bored of it. Seth MacFarlane, absolute genius. I love that guy. I wish that he was my dad or my lover, my gay lover. That would also work. It's just a talented motherfucker, and say what you will about the later seasons of Family Guy with him not being as involved in the writing of the show, but when it comes down to it, it's still a fantastic show, the beginnings of it. So yes, Family Guy. So moving on to music. First, the first song I really want to show off to you guys, which I suppose I could switch the views back. The first song that I really wanted to show off to you guys was this new really cool artist that I found called Queef Nato. And he made this song called Pussy Butthole. Here, check this out.
Pussy, 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 butthole. Put it in some pussy, then you put it in some butthole. When I say pussy, you say butthole. Pussy, butthole, pussy, butthole. Stick in a digit, get it nice and juicy. Put the others in, jam-packed in the booty.
So this is... I actually recorded more to that song, by the way. So in case you didn't know, in case you haven't seen my latest skit video, I did a skit video where I was pretending to be the worst date just of all time. And I made this song called Pussy Butthole. Because just imagine going on a date with a guy and he's like, yeah, I made this song, and it's just singing obscene things. He kind of would ruin it for you, at least on the first date. And so I recorded this song, and it actually turned out to kind of be a banger. So I've been writing more to it and just trying to make it as gross as possible. So just listen to the rest of these.
Give it up. No, I never quit. I'll leave that asshole gaping like a Sarlacc pit.
No, I never give it up. I never quit. I leave that asshole gaping like a Sarlacc pit. Oh, here's another one.
I love a girl who do it right. Sex appeal and anus tight. Freaky shit, we fuck all night. Going dry, no astral glide. Pussy.
Going dry, no Astroglide. Oh, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me, guys? There's so much. Don't answer that. There's so much wrong with me. As for like actual serious songs that I wanted to highlight, one of my favorite, I guess you would call it lo-fi kind of hip hop artists is Caramel Kell, and I've used their music a lot in my videos. And they just released, I guess it's really not just released. This was a year ago that this was released, but I just found it. I'm really late to the party, it appears. Let me switch this back. But they released a new song called Polaris, and it's just really gorgeous. So I wanted to play a little bit of that. So it's just such a vibe, man. I fucking love this. It's definitely like a song that you can listen to in any situation, and it just gets you, So yeah, those are the music. That just put me in such a different mood. I've been so hyped for this whole video, and then now I'm like, I am so relaxed. Oh man, it just gets you, dude. I don't know. So yeah, anyways, moving on. What is actually the next thing? That threw me off. Moving on, yes. Okay, so moving on to games. So in the month of July, I started playing Breath of the Wild on stream with you guys, and I have to say, every single time I play Breath of the Wild on my Twitch channel, I not only have the most amount of views, but also the most amount of like interaction from you guys, and also the most amount of fun. I've been having so much fun playing this on my Twitch channel with you guys. Like, it's just been every single time I stream, there's been highlights. You know, every time there's been something that I can remember about those particular streams. Excuse me, I ruined the moment, I know. And yeah, I honestly, like, I know that I can't just play Breath of the Wild for the rest of my streaming existence, but I really feel like I wish I could, because it's just been such a blast. So yeah, Breath of the Wild has been one thing that I've been playing. I've also, with my girlfriend, been playing Diablo 3 and Immortal, but I really wanted to highlight Diablo 3. This is one that I've already talked about in previous monthly favorite videos, but Diablo 3 is a game that I honestly would put into into the top 10 of my favorite video games. Mainly because of the memories I have associated with it and playing it with people, and it just being such a chill time. Like, you can just relax and just have some fucking bro time or chick time, whatever kind of time you want, playing Diablo 3. It's great. And for those of you who have never played a Diablo game, like, this is the one that you'd want to start on. So, you know, I don't know if you have any interest in Diablo, I'll shut up about it, but, like, trust me, you would love it. You would love it, okay? So, moving on to food. This one's going to be great and funny a little bit. So, I have been obsessed in the month of July with chicken sandwiches, dude. I have no idea what is going on within my body. You know, I would think that I've been gaining fucking weight with how many fucking chicken sandwiches I've eaten in the month of July. Because, okay, this particular sandwich that you're seeing right now is from my favorite chicken sandwich place in Portland. It's called Bae's Chicken. B-A-E. Bae's Chicken. And it's just so fucking good, man. I've gone there twice. I'm gonna go again tomorrow. And they just have the best chicken sandwich. But even after having Bae's Chicken, I was like, my chicken cravings are not satiated right now. So anytime I got the chance, I'd go to fucking Chick-fil-A and get the spicy deluxe sandwich, with just looking at this one, it's making my mouth water a little bit. So fucking good. And then even fucking Raising Cane's. I went to Raising Cane's and got more chicken sandwiches. And then if you think, okay, Desiree, that's enough chicken sandwiches, you probably should slow fucking down right now. I won't slow down, and I actually got meatless chicken patties and have been cooking them at home almost every other night, I want to say. I've been having a fucking chicken sandwich. So, I don't know. You guys know me at this point. A couple months ago, I had an insane craving for Thai food. Recently, it's been chicken sandwiches. I'm not sure why. So, yeah, that's that. Let me switch back to this view. On to the last thing of the month of July that I kind of wanted to talk about was the best thing. And this is going to encompass a lot of things in the month of July, because as I said, it really was not a bad month. It was the best month so far of 2022. So in the month of July, I actually met a couple of my Discord community people, some people that have been longtime viewers of mine, and they had the chance to come up into Portland, and I said, yeah, let's hang out. So JC, Dime, and Lane, I got your name right that time, they came up and we hung out. We went down to the Portland water, or the Vancouver waterfront. We went to Round One, which is basically like an arcade thing, and that was another thing that really made July a great month for me, is that I non-fucking stopped. Pretty much want to say 2 to 3 times a week have been going to Round One to play Dance Dance Revolution, which is why the pad is out. I've been practicing at home so that when I actually go, I don't suck ass. And when I started playing DDR, I want to say that I was like good enough to do like a basic, so there's different levels of DDR. So I was playing a basic level 5, and that was a round where I was comfortable with. And now after about a month of playing DDR pretty consistently, I am now up to a difficult level 10. I can hit 10s and sometimes get them perfectly, but I'm more comfortable around the 8 or 9 range. And yeah, I've just been having so much fun. My girlfriend has been getting really good at DDR. Her learning curve is nasty, dude. Like, I don't understand that girl. She learns shit so quickly. When I brought her to play DDR for the first time, she was around beginner level 3 or 4, and she was struggling hitting those. Now she is up to a fucking 8 within that same time frame, and I'm just like, can you slow down? Slow down. You're crazy. But yeah, we've been having just so much fun going almost nightly, honestly. To just it's been actually, what it really has been is the best cardio that I've experienced in years. I will leave every time I go to round 1. I will leave drenched, absolutely soaked from sweat. And yeah, so it's been the best cardio that I've ever gotten, I want to say. As for more stuff for the best thing that happened in July, I've been making just a shitload of content. As you guys have probably seen, I know that 3 videos in the month of July on my main channel, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's definitely more than I used to do, you know? And also the fact that those videos are a change from the content that I used to make. And so I'm trying to experiment with different things. I'm trying to do more skits. I'm trying to be more personable. And so I really think that even though it's a little bit of a learning curve and trying to figure out what people respond to, what people don't respond to, it's still, I am putting forth me. And instead of, like, I guess really trying to put forth a brand onto my channel, it is fully me. So whatever you guys are going to get, whether it's good or bad content, is just me. And I think that's just any person really will have good attributes, bad attributes, things that they really succeed at, things that they sort of succeed at. And so I'm okay with it. Honestly, even though this is my career, this is what I want to do with my life, like, I'm totally okay with it. I'm rolling with the punches. I'm just going to see what happens with showing more of myself on online. And that's terrifying. It's terrifying showing any of yourself online, but I'm trying. I've also been working a shitload on music recently. And that's another thing that's made this chicken sandwich just needs to get out of my peripheral vision. Okay, sorry. It was distracting. Yeah, I've been working on more music recently. I've been working on a song with Chase. I'm going to be actually getting back into music making with Wheezy. And the song that I've been making with Chase is a summertime song about love. And it was a total pain in the ass to write, but we're recording vocals for it today, actually. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be out probably in the next couple weeks. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I'm excited. I'm excited. And then also the last thing that I want to talk about is that I really just feel like in the month of July, I was definitely trying to be more social. And one of the things that we all did to be more social was we went to a Ren fair, a Renaissance fair. And I did, in fact, have a British accent the whole time I went there. I got all dressed up. I got recognized a few times there, and it was super fun to kind of just be in character. Like, so sorry, I have to take our picture together with a British accent. I really apologize. And we filmed a whole video. It was 100 degrees out there. I was dehydrated. In fact, I still have a dehydration crack in my nose right now, which doesn't feel good at all. But you know, I really wanted to just focus on the fun aspects and the experience of the Renaissance Fair. So I was trying not to focus too much on my own discomfort as I was wearing all black in 100 degrees weather. But yeah, it was still a great, absolutely fun time. And since then, I've been doing more filming with Wheezy and Tay, just having a blast. Honestly, the whole Quests Unknown thing, while I haven't actually uploaded one, there's going to be one this month. And like, it's really just given me an excuse to be more social and to experience more things. And so I really think you guys are going to like it. But yeah, that is it. That is it for the entirety of the monthly favorites videos for the month of July. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys got up to in the month of July, and also what you hope to get up to in the month of August. I'm really genuinely curious what you guys are excited about and stuff. So that said, everyone, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching another monthly favorites video, and fair winds, guys.